We're joined today by Craig Turner with StoneX. Craig, we've been talking quite a bit about the wheat market. Obviously, prices are strong there. But what does it mean for the overall acreage mix as we get into 2022 and farmer intentions?
Yeah, it is interesting. We're going to see for years we've been losing acres on the wheat side, especially in the eastern corn belt, where it's been, we've seen a lot of growth in soybeans and corn. So now that you take a look at the cost per acre, and wheat is very attractive, especially when you also see at the input cost, something like a high cost like corn, where natural gas prices are really going through the roof. And a lot of those chemicals and fertilizers, 60, 70, 80% can be the natural gas, price derived out of there. So we are seeing, I'm having a lot more conversations with farmers. They're taking wheat a lot more serious. You look up in the north, even up into Canada, you're going to see a lot of spring wheat and canola up there. You look at into the Midwest, and in the western part, we're expecting more Kansas City wheat to be planted. What's going to be really interesting, though, is at the eastern corn belt. If we actually see that soft red winter wheat come back into the mix, and instead of corn, what we could also see is more double crop beans and wheat too. And that I wouldn't be surprised on that just from an input. Now, when you talk to farmers in those I states in that very high productive ground, they're going to keep their rotation the same for the most part. Doesn't matter if their cost per acre goes up $200 an acre on corn. If corn's around $5.50 or $6, they'll still do that. But when you start to get away from those states, whether you're going down towards Texas or you're going west and you're into Nebraska and Kansas, or you're going east into maybe like southern Ohio, you will see more wheat. And now high prices cure high prices. The market's going to keep the market up there until they get it. But it's going to be, we might see 90 million acres corn, 90 million acres soybean, and we could see a couple million acres added on year over year on the wheat too.
All right. Well, that'll be something to watch. It'll be something we'll keep an eye on. Craig, really appreciate the perspective. Thank you so much for joining us with Ag Day today. We'll be back with more coming up in just a minute.
To contact Craig or listen to his podcast, go to turnerstake.com.